Hey everyone, welcome to my finance channel. For the first time, you guys may wanna ask, why this workaholic start to speak finance? Well, let me tell you a story. First, as a person who is interested in finance, I love to share my understanding about finance and economic policies of our country with you guys, which I think is meaningful, and I'm glad to do that. In this channel, I will show you the vision of what macro policies look like from an ordinary person's view and how it runs our life. And I think this can be a good and easy to accept way for outside to know our country. Second, as a person who works in finance as well, I also take podcasting financial knowledge and use for bond market information as a responsibility through a civil will, by the way. I need to do it and I want to do it. Third, I like to communicate with people and share the feeling of living in China, and I didn't find much high-quality English content about describing China objectively on YouTube. Then I decided to create this channel and share the things with you guys. So let's dive in. Let's start from the meeting held by Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee on Monday, which focused on three parts of work, which are party conduct, anti-corruption, and economic works of 2025. Obviously, as a finance person and a podcaster, for me, the most attractive part is the economic part. So as my first financial content video, I think a demonstration about this important meeting will be a good start. Okay, let's begin. The economic part of previous meeting generally has four parts, which includes first, where we are, the fundamentals of our economy. Second, what we plan to do, which means about the status of macro policy. Third, the specific physical and monetary method, aggressive one or defensive one. Fourth, the new implement or new theory for new areas. Furthermore, I want to bring you guys some bond market information in order to help you guys understand how the Chinese bond market runs effectively. So, first part, where we are. The meeting said that the economic operation has been generally stable with progress made. Country's economic strength, scientific and technological capabilities, and composite national strengths have continued to improve. The main goals and tasks for economic and social development in 2024 will be successfully accomplished. Then let's check it with three parts of data: real estate, finance, and economy. So for estimating the situation of real estate, we use some kinds of data such as construction investment in real estate development, floor space under constructions, floor space of commercial buildings sold, buildings completed, and new started buildings. So this data changed a little compared with past several months of this year 2024. They have been around the average level. For example, the latest construction investment in real estate development was minus 10.4%, not far from the average level, minus 9.97%. The situation was the same with the rest of the data. So we can see that the situation of real estate hasn't getting any worse. So the next part is financial data. What is the liquidity situation? Can the enterprises development finance enough money? Is the leverage level high for household department? And the more important, how much money or currency is there in society? Where does the money go? All these questions can be answered in financial data. Well, generally, the total vision of financial data was weaker than expected, but it also revealed some signs of recovery. In new Chinese yuan loans, loans to enterprises and public institutions increased slightly, which means that the demand for financing of enterprises was still weak, but it was better than October. Whereas data comes from private sectors was behaving not that bad, household loans has been stable since August, in which the medium and the long-term one increased compared with past few months, showing us that two pillars, consumption and real estate, are still solid in economy. Meanwhile, there is an interesting point, which is the M1 has been increased reversely since September, climbing out of the trough, which is a palpable sign of economy recovery under the loose housing policy. So generally, I think the toughest time of our economy has gone by. The economy was cheered by a bunch of stimulus policies, but we still need to make an effort to drag our economy back to the right place. Last part, economy data. Are we in inflation, deflation, or stagflation? Let's see some core economic data, like CPI, PPI, PMI, etc. We can see that the total picture of our economy was in recovery. In October, CPI was 0.2%, weaker than expected 0.5%, and the previous one 0.3%. But it was mainly affected by the price of meat, which will be decreased in next few months. PPI of October was minus 2.5%, better than expected -2.7%, and the previous one -2.9%, which indicated that the supply of industry and public sectors still generated greater power of our economy. Next is fixed asset and investment, which was 3.3%, pretty weak. This one is highly influenced by the real estate part. So considering the situation of real estate, 3.3% is an expected number. The last economy data is total retail sales of consumer goods, which is 3%, has continued to decrease since January. As I said, one of the core problems is consumption problem, but it has been stable since July. Okay, for now, we reviewed the total thing of our economy. As the meeting said, the economic operation has been generally stable with progress made. The GDP from Q1 to Q3 are 5.3%, 4.7%, 4.6%. First half year is 5%, so we can rationally estimate that the gross GDP goal 5% is highly achievable. Then we come to the second part and third part. What do we plan to do and the specific method of that? These are the crucial parts, according to the meeting. For sound economic performance in 2025, more proactive and impactful macro policies should be adopted. It urged implementing a more proactive fiscal policy and a moderately loose monetary policy. It is necessary to enrich and improve the policy toolkit, strengthen unconventional counter-cyclical adjustments, intensify the coordination of various policies, and make the macro regulation more forward-looking, targeted, and effective. The country should vigorously boost consumption, improve the investment efficiency, and expand domestic demand on all fronts. Let's see it again in finance, one sentence by one sentence. It urged implementing a more proactive fiscal policy, which means higher ratio deficit to GDP and more issuance of local government bonds. For specific measurements, it will set a higher deficit to GDP ratio like 4%, and increase the issuance of ultra-long special treasury bonds and local government special bonds. The total volume could be over 3 trillion. Then the meeting mentioned a moderately loose monetary policy, which means reducing the reserve requirement ratio RRR and the interest rates, but at an appropriate time. So now the open market operating rate is 1.5%. Maybe it goes to under 1% in the next few years. The meeting also mentioned that it is necessary to enrich and improve the policy toolkit, strengthen unconventional counter-cyclical adjustments, which was mentioned for the first time, so maybe some new monetary policies will be used in the future. About the bond market information, as the news of meeting and more details of policies was showing, the bond market experienced a sharp decrease of bond yields until the week after that, December 16, for example. The yield of signature 10-year term bond has decreased around 20 basis points, giving the bond market a shock, but also limited the downside space of bond yields next year. So guys, this is the content of my first financial video. Actually, I finished this video on Christmas. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video series, and I will post new videos weekly, which are about the bond market information and the personal understanding of the bond market. I will also post new videos of Workaholic's daily recipe, with low frequency, perhaps monthly. Anyway, thanks for you guys to share, like, and subscribe all my videos. I will always be here sharing my life and experience and waiting for you. Bye guys, until next time.